Moving like you so hard to be. She's lying. I fucking love Jimmy now.
Oh dear, go on in.
This podcast may contain questionable language, will contain spoilers. It is ready for a duel.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 259 of MovieDrone. I'm happy to be podcasting with someone I like tonight, Steve.
Oh, do you want me to leave so you can have some time together again, Mark?
You don't know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about, mate.
Well, that's predictable.
Yeah, you are that predictable.
Good. How have you been, then, mate?
I've been all right, mate. I had a birthday, didn't I? So I'm older
You did,
again.
yeah. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
mate.
thanks.
I played you the music last week.
Yeah. That was much appreciated. I got some stuff and things. That's good, isn't it?
Did you?
Yeah, got a pizza oven. It's over there. Probably going to use that twice, I reckon.
I'll tell you, you're going to talk about stuff because Cassie don't listen, aren't you?
I told her. She's aware because she said, "What would you like?" I said, "Don't know why. Quite fancy a pizza oven. Probably only ever going to use it twice." But, you know, I just got a fascination with wanting one. So I got one.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it going to stay there all the time then, you think? Or...
No, I'm probably going to stay there till Christmas. My plan is over the Christmas holiday to do a pizza. So, you know, that'll be once.
Festive pizza?
Festive pizza.
Turkey, cranberry,
I thought it'd be quite nice when there's like loads of people in the house and it's over and you just need a break from people. I thought what I'll do, I'll come out, put some fuel on my pizza burner thing, and then I'll wander around the garden with a carry bag picking leaves up while it's getting hot, and then I'll sort of do some stuff to keep myself outside for a couple of hours.
Well, I don't have people around.
No,
so,
no, you don't.
Well,
I got an ice bath as well.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's quite cool, that. I had 10 degrees, quite cold, that. 10 degrees. I had 15 minutes in it the other day. I was quite comfy. I was quite happy. She had to tell me to come in the end because I made myself quite at home out there. You know, the old breath going like stuff, and I was quite enjoying myself. Well, until I come in, I realised I was nearly hypothermic.
I just got another question. Just got a question.
Yeah.
So I saw some comments on it on one of the pictures that you put on one of the social medias, where someone said, "What's that for?" And you said recovery. I just wondered what you were recovering.
I didn't
from.
say recovery.
Oh, what you did?
Nah, that was another comment. I said I got to work on my recovery.
Well, from what? What?
Being in it, because when I came out, I was nearly hypothermic, so I spent about 10 minutes going like rattling. I was like, I've got my breathing done where I had the cold shower, so the breathing's fine. Sitting in there's all right. It's just the recovery after. It's a bit violent, the shakes.
Because I almost got one of those because they're quite good when you come back from a run.
Right, yeah, ain't doing
or like
that.
a gym session
Yeah, ain't
or
doing
something to sort of just go in and you just quickly cool down from that. And I know it from recovering from sports. And I was just wondering what sort of sports you were trying to recover from. Was it walking to the fridge and back? Or,
no, apparently it's good for your circulation and for your immune system and a bit of your mental health. Keeps you a little bit tuned in and it feels good, doesn't it?
You're following like some sort of weirdo on Facebook.
I'm a Wim Hof fan.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, I am. It's good for you. Gives me 15 minutes out of the garden on my own. It's good, isn't it? I'm going to go and have an ice bath. It's nice. I've got a taxidermy bat. I know he's out there. Look, he's all brown bread in a frame.
I saw that. Yeah, more dead animals in it.
Yeah, another one. He's flicked out. Oh, I've got a cough and I've had a cold and a cough all week.
It's going round apparently.
Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it? I don't know anyone without it. And the biggest one, mate, I've got a budgie. Got a pet budgie.
It's not in here, is it?
No, it's in the kitchen.
Is it?
Ignoring everyone, yeah.
Fuck it, you got a bird in the kitchen. You got food in there.
Got a big
Smelly
kitchen,
old
haven't
bird
we?
in the kitchen.
Ain't smelly old bird. It's down this end.
There's
bit.
someone on my estate, and we walk. Like Gill has this weird fixation of looking through people's windows. And she's walking the dog. So if you live on my estate and you do know us, Gill's definitely seen what you've been having for tea at some point. But they've got a guinea pig. Guinea pig? Guinea pig.
Guinea pigs, yeah.
Guinea pig.
They whistle, don't they?
Only in the kettle.
Hey.
No, they're in the front, in the kitchen.
Oh.
Well, that can't be very good, is it?
I don't know, as long as you're wiping down regularly, yeah. As long as you
I
don't.
mean, you know.
I said to her as soon as it was there, I was like, that's going out of the garden next year, isn't it? So you can't put it out of the garden. I was like, the whole idea if you get me a budgie, I think, is to represent the fact that next year I want to build an aviary. So I'm guessing this is the start of the aviary. So I can't keep a bird in the kitchen in a cage if I've got an aviary outside. Because would you rather sit in a cage like, oh, this is quite small? Would you fly around in an aviary with some other birds?
It's going to get used to the heat and that. It's going to get used to being
get used to being cold and all, wouldn't it?
I can't believe you've got a budgie. I mean, you know, I think the last time I saw one was like 1982.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the kids were, I've got this fascination. I'm just doing my retirement plan 27 years early, but I've got a fascination with them. Kids wanted to get me an animal. She refused the lizard. She refused the goat and the goose. And then, settled on a budgie. Cool little thing. Now, I like it. It's my personality. People talk to it, it turns its back on them.
Well, they don't speak back, do they, budgies?
It has a good old whistle. They can talk.
Yeah,
you can teach them talking and stuff.
Shut up.
I'll get it to say stuff.
If we find that thing in here, when we're podcasting, in the background and that, I'm definitely going to bring around a gas bottle.
In the garden, mate, in an aviary.
Bring around a gas bottle and just open it up when I leave.
Other than that, went out for a meal, went out for a nice family meal for birthdays, both our birthdays, took the parents out, or the parents took us out, in fairness. Noisiest fucking pub I've ever been into, you'd have hated it.
Oh, right.
I had to leave after the mains.
Where's that?
Oak on the Green.
Oh, yeah,
it was some people in there. I mean, I know I'm a bit boring and I know I'm a bit miserable, but I ain't never had that much fun in my life, let alone in a meal in the Oak on the Green. I didn't think it was possible to have that much fun.
It's for a Christmas party, Mark.
No, it was just 6 people sitting there. I mean, everything was hilarious. They should start a comedy tour because I saw Lee Evans and he weren't that funny.
Talking of meals, is it still on Saturday? Because I'm a bit depressed about it, if I'm honest.
Well, I did say to Cass, don't have a starter, don't have a dessert. Get in, get out.
Did you?
Yeah. I said, we'll sit the boy in the corner on his mod cons. He can sit there and have a catch up with Gill and then he can get him home.
Is that... Sit the boy...
That's you. Sit the boy in the corner on his mod cons.
Fucking thanks, mate.
No worries.
No,
I'm looking after you.
Yeah, thanks,
I'm
mate.
looking after you. I think the leak might be sorted.
Oh, right.
There's a bit of moss apparently, but you know.
Is it?
And then we're 2 days from the big switch on. Lights are up outside.
Oh, have you done outside lights again?
Well, you know, done them. Put them on the gutter and down the fence. Somebody's doing them and they're
Going to stand at the front like the Griswolds.
No, I've got a timer. I'll just flick it on before I go to work, and that'll be, by the time I come home, they'll be on.
Sounds shit.
Got some more frogs and all. Forgot about the frogs. Got some more frogs. Little and got some frogs.
Right.
Or my mum bought Little and some frogs for his fish tank.
Oh.
I'm flicking around in there and all. Fucking no more indoor pets, we said. No more indoor pets was the rule. 2 frogs and a budgie.
Dead bat's the best one.
Yeah, I know. He's good, isn't he? Yeah. Don't get no trouble from him. He's trained. Ready? Stay. Stay. Cool.
That's better than my dog.
How's your week been, mate? 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Not too bad. Not too bad, thanks. I'm off work, but I'm busier at the moment than I was.
She got you on tea duty?
No, not really. Not really. I did ask her if she wants a cup of tea today.
Yeah.
She basically didn't want one.
Have you done the trick where you make them really badly?
No, I just done it early.
Right.
Just done it early. I just knew that she didn't want one. At the time
4:30. Do you want a cup of tea, love? Just put the kettle on.
So I've just got a lot on the meal and stuff, and this and
the meal.
The meal on Saturday.
Yeah, the meal we're popping to for like an hour or two. That's a lot on, is it?
It is a lot on, yeah.
How are you coping with all the stress? Have you had to go and get a new outfit?
It's really weird, right? Because I even though I've got things on every day, but to me it's the end of the world. I said to her on the way round, I said, my feet ain't touched the floor. I mean, they have, but I just...
I did say this to her the other day, because she's booked all this shit in, because it's obviously December, and so it means you have to do some stuff.
No.
And I'm like, all this stuff should be good in people's heads. It's not in mine. And she's like, we get to see everyone, don't we? And I was like, yeah, but I'll get 1 day off of work, like literally my first day off work, and I'm around someone's house and there's like 20 of us. Yes. That ain't good fun for me.
No, it's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's shocking. And it smells better in here. Have you put something on your stinky beard?
No, I shaved it. I used it around my nutsack instead.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got it because your beard was. You normally do a Christmas beard.
I do.
It normally stinks.
Yeah.
So I got you that beard stuff.
Thanks, mate. It's all back on the grow again now.
Yeah.
Now I've got
Supposed to be a good smell.
Yeah, it smells nice. Gin or something, wasn't it?
Rum.
Rum.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. I got the comb ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, don't grow. Are you going a Christmas beard?
Well, I mean, I've only got, I've got 4 weeks. I might get something decent out of it. I've got my baubles from last year, so why not?
Fucking hell. Oh, dear. Right.
I remember when you used to do a Christmas beard.
Yeah, no, they were good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or backcombing and everything.
Yeah.
So look, right. I showed Jill the picture quite often every Christmas as a little Christmas treat, just to know what she's missing. And, it don't go down very well. But, maybe I'll put a picture up of it.
Yeah.
On something, one of the socials.
Yeah.
We could do like a treasure hunt. If you can find it. Where is it? So, okay, mate, you got any thanks?
I have, mate. I've got a big old thanks for all the birthday wishes, all 6 of them. And then thanks to Little Nick, Soundtrack Your Life, Tim, Keith Noakes, Mike and Oscar, WTM, Dan Bradley. Watch it if you can and talk nerdy to me.
Lovely. Thanks very much for all those reposts. So I've got special thanks this week to Jill, Cassie, Jamie Russell, Emirate Movies, LJ Human, Ian McIntyre, Mr. Positivity, and Eric, Karim Helliwell, Ben and Paul from Filmbusters, MovieDrone Podcast, and Ryan, all on the old Exaruno. So, there we go. Pro?
It's time to feel the rage. Join us on Film Rage, where we talk movies, current releases, coming attractions, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors, beware as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Hey.
And Murray.
Yo.
Why is it you always talk all the time? I can't
'Cause I
understand
got
why
this
your
sweet,
voice
sweet
is so...
voice.
This is the Merman, the voice of reason. These two can't agree on anything most of the time. Some movies are Mondo, some are just suck. Every week something is going to make us rage. Join us every Wednesday and
Feel the rage.
There we go. There's a lot going on there. The Film Rage, episode 225, talking about Napoleon, Saltburn, and Dream Scenario.
I want to see one of them.
Do you?
Yeah.
I want to see one of them, but not the one that you want. I want to see Dream Scenario.
Right.
We said about A24 might end up going a bit like Blumhouse. Dream Scenario looks fan-dabby-docious.
Okay.
It's such a good premise.
Okay.
Such a good premise. You've not heard of it, have you?
No.
Oh. Good. And you wanted to see Saltburn, I think.
I love to see
Did we
Saltburn.
not have a little review from Ryan?
Yeah, I don't think he was such a fan.
No.
But the mother-in-law saw it, said she hadn't seen a film as that good for ages.
Nice. So Film Rage, you're in the Vern's top 5 listen to podcasts on his Spotify list.
Know someone who ain't, didn't you?
What?
Us.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
That shows good taste.
I won't wish it upon him.
No.
So I think,
We're not even in my top 5.
nah. Did you see Jill's?
Yeah.
She's
loving
in the
it.
top 6% of MovieDrone. I'm surprised she's not top because I make her force her to listen to every episode. But she got like a little badge thing come through.
Oh.
I don't know what it was from. Is it Apple Podcast?
Do we have to pay for that?
No, I think
cool.
so. It said on it, start the conversation, a two-way conversation. And
She ain't. Nah, good.
Nah. So please, everybody, get Film Rage in your top 5 Spotify listens.
Much better.
All right?
Yeah.
See ya. Okay.
See ya. Bye.
I'm off. See ya. Bye. So, mate, rather than everyone listening to this old drivel, we are bringing on someone new to the podcast.
Assuming it works.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
So, ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's the lovely Peter from the MovieDrone Podcast. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Mark.
Hello,
Thanks
mate.
for having me.
That's all right. No, well, you had me on your lovely podcast the other day. We kept Mark out of it, obviously, and away from the camera for a change. But I came on yours, and now you're on ours. So, how have you been since I last saw you?
Not been too bad, apart from freezing my bollocks off today at work. It's absolutely bloody stone cold.
We've got the heaters on in the shed tonight. We've treated ourselves. To about 10p's worth of electricity, so that's good.
I've been on 2.5 hours. It's still freezing out here.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the MovieDrone Podcast?
Yeah, thank you. So I started the podcast with a friend of mine. Obviously, I think very similar to yours and Mark's relationship. Just over a year ago, and after sort of 4 episodes, he was like, "No, I don't really want to do this." I
wish I'd done that.
And I very much sort of was enjoying it, so I wanted to keep it going and sort of reached out to a few Facebook groups I was in and put the feelers out if anybody wanted to sort of join me, and a few people did. So I sort of had them on, and I've got like 4 movie duelists now, so they sort of join me on a rolling basis, and we pick a subject that's based around films, and then we each pick a film that we think best fits that subject. We've done things from the most overrated best picture winner at the Oscars, best video game adaptation, worst horror remake, all sorts of different things, and just recently started our guest format, which is called Quick Draw, which we sort of invite people on to tell us what they would have picked for some of the subjects that we discussed, which is what Steve came on quite recently and should be out quite soon.
Beautiful. I had great fun. Great fun. Disagreeing with everything that Peter had said.
Oh, has there been best musical from 1982 yet?
No, not yet. No.
When that one crops up, let me know.
Oh dear God! Yeah, so yeah, I had great fun doing the podcast the other day. It was good. Do you remember when we discussed whether we were going to give up
10? We said
10 episodes.
10. Yeah. We had to warrant 10.
Yeah. So Peter, we was talking about your voice recently. Do you want to just give us a little travel update on where you are?
I can do. Yeah. I could give you the shipping forecast. What time are we on? It's now 8 o'clock, and it's time for the shipping forecast.
See, told you. Absolutely wonderful for you to join us. So we got to go into the next section. I believe that you have prepared something for us for this one.
I have indeed. Yes.
Go on then, mate.
Welcome to the Marc reads some film lines in some similar voices, and Steve has to guess the film from the lines read to get points game. Hashtag what's that film?
Oh dear. Hey, the quiz. So I believe you do play along, Peter.
I do, yes.
You are one of the people that do play quite often. I think that you two have coerced, and Peter's got one to give us.
Yeah, do you want to hear last week's scores?
No.
What it was? You sure?
No, not really. I'm trying to gloss over it.
No, let's do it, mate, shall we? So we got a ghost. Peter got a 1.
Did he?
So he's a scorer.
Yeah.
Ben got a 4. Karim, Paul, other Paul, all got 0. Filmbusters Paul went for Norbit. Oh, I'm just saying. Emma got a 0. Jamie got a 0. LJ got a 0.
Right.
He had to Google it. Jill?
Yeah, she got 5.
She got a 5.
She got 5.
Well done, Jill.
Yeah, I swear, honestly, I swear that there is something going on between you and Jill.
No,
on these.
No, she's just very good at the game.
Well, I'm glad that Peter's doing this one.
Yeah.
To be honest, we'll see how many she fucking gets tonight, shall we? All right. So whenever you're ready, Peter, give it to us.
Okay. 5 points. What's that film? All right, we got a body in the morgue that seems to have died twice. Assuming it's not a computer error, what do we assume?
I love it when other people do it because Mark realises exactly how difficult it is. No, I don't know it, mate.
I'd punt. But
is it Peter?
No.
Fucked it.
No.
Go on.
So 4 points. What's that film? When you get those feelings, insurance companies go bankrupt.
Nah. I'm not even going to pretend.
3 points. What's that film? Let me ask you something. What sets off the metal detectors first? The lead in your ass or the shit in your brains?
That's a good line, that.
It is. I don't even recognise it.
Don't you?
No, not at all.
Right. Please don't be from one of my favourite films. No, I don't know, Peter. I don't know.
You're more likely to get it from this one. This should put you in the right ballpark, really.
Okay.
So 2 points. What's that film? You're the wrong guy in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, doesn't it, mate? Eh?
It is.
No,
I should have maybe said at the top of at the start that we're in December now, aren't we? So it should be quite topical.
Right.
No.
No, I don't know, Peter.
Okay, so 1 point.
I know what it is. It's got to be it, isn't it? It's got to be. It's got to be.
No.
1 point. What's that film? Just once, I'd like a regular, normal Christmas. eggnog, a fucking Christmas tree, a little turkey. But no, I gotta crawl around in motherfucking tin cans. Yeah.
Hey, go me. I've never even seen it.
Never seen
That's
it.
your favourite sequel you told me the other day.
Well, it doesn't mean I
It's
know
better than the
line,
first
is it?
one, that one, mate. I love it.
Probably more of a Christmas film than the first one.
So I've got one. You got none. I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I'm taking that as a 5.
Do you think
Brilliant.
Jill will get that one?
No, absolutely not. No,
No?
because Mark hasn't told her what it is. So, so absolutely not.
Where's my phone?
Uh,
Text her through on the way out.
are you doing one or not?
Yeah, if you want me to
Go
do
on
one.
then.
Yeah,
Let's both
mine's a
have a go.
piece of piss.
Go on then, let's both have a go.
5 points. What's that film? Don't you know how to knock phlegm wad?
Oh, I know this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
I like the word phlegmwad. So,
Oh, it's
Hey, Peter's got a 5, mate.
Fuck
Mugged
off.
you right off.
fuck off, Peter.
He has mugged you right off. Fancy sitting there as an experienced player of the game and being mugged off that badly.
Oh dear, go on, carry on.
4 points for everyone else. It's an easy one, this one. I just want to boost people's spirits. Now it's close to that magical time of year. So 4 points. What's that film? You're what the French call les incompetents. Right? 3 points. What's the film? There are 15 people in this house and you're the only one who has to make trouble.
Well, it's easy, isn't it?
Of course it's easy, mate. Peter got 5. We know it's easy. 2 points. What's that film? I made my family disappear.
Right, yeah.
And for 1 point, anyone else who hasn't got it, who clearly hasn't seen it, if they haven't got it, but 1 point. What's that film? Hey, I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
Oh, no, I don't
Easy one.
understand
Happy Christmas, everyone.
It's not a Christmas episode.
That's good.
like
We're in
Christmas.
December when it comes out.
It's like a Christmas special, isn't it? We're not
Yeah.
doing two of these. So, yeah, well, thank you very much, Peter, for completely ruining everything on this episode already. by getting that right and giving Mark a point over me. So, yeah, we'll see you later, mate. Bye. So, everyone, if you think you know what both of them are, please let us know via DM and what score you think you got. All right?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
This is... Okay, I think we've still got some questions.
No.
Have we not?
No.
We out, are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, with that time of year, we can make a couple up, can't we?
Yeah.
Let's not put the pressure on people.
We'll just get that bird from Edinburgh to send us one.
Yeah,
again.
just do some stuff about Christmas. We'll tell people if someone sent it in. It'll be
Okay.
fine. We'll worry about it in the new year. Give people a month off.
All right, but if anyone wants to send us one, where can they send it, mate?
They can send it via the old Exaruni, which is @movie_drone, or via email on MovieDronePodcast@hotmail.com.
Okay, and if you can be bothered, please do. So let's move on again. This is the next section. This is the section that we love to call...
Question time.
Question time, question time, time for the question time. Question time, time for the question time.
Can you play an instrument, Peter?
I play the guitar quite badly.
The two.
Hey.
Snap.
Yeah, that makes two of you.
Uh-huh.
So that was good then,
I
wasn't
did
it?
try learning the kalimba the other day. That was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Was it? What's
Yeah.
that?
It's that little one, you know, what little metal keys and you go ding, 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 like on the thing. I got one last year for Christmas. Thought
Right.
about get it out. Now it's nearly Christmas again. It's quite hard, that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Terrific. So someone did send us a question.
I did.
What's it about? Who's it from?
I don't know whether I dropped a bollock on this one or not, mate. If I did it last time, it would have been too early. And then this time it's too late. So, you know, is what it is. But we got Mr. P's traditional question. And he's put top 5 movie turkeys, literal, alive or otherwise. Happy Thanksgiving for November the 23rd. You know, a week ago.
Right.
Yeah. Week and a
It's
bit
not
ago.
our fault, is it?
No, it's their fault for bad scheduling of their holiday.
We didn't know anyway when it was or what it's about. I mean, Ryan did tell us. I didn't read it because
Oh, it was interesting.
Was it?
It was interesting.
No, I'm sure you read it. Yeah, I just forget it. So
I'm more like the facts that they do a bit of decorating and stuff, and they have it over a few days, but they don't fuck about with presents and shit. And I quite like the idea of a holiday where you just sort of eat and drink without the pressure of presents, and everyone's just there, and you go, yeah, I'm thankful for stuff.
They still do Christmas though with presents.
I know, yeah, but wouldn't it be nice to just replace it? And I could just, on Thanksgiving, I could just go on Amazon and order the shit I want.
If you say so.
Yeah.
Do you know about Thanksgiving, Peter?
Only for what I know from movies. I do like the sound of that, though. Just eating and drinking, and none of the other frivolities at Christmas.
Yeah, it sounds all right, doesn't it? None of the build-up, none of the stuff on the way. Just get in, eat your turkey, get out.
Yeah,
so the question...
Irritable bowel.
So the question...
Yeah.
Right?
You fucked it up again, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I've done it on purpose.
Right.
Because there's no way that I'm trawling through the internet looking for turkeys in films. Oh. There can't be enough for all of us.
You just leave me and Peter to do that, mate.
No, but
you will take care of that.
There can't be enough in movies that are going to be... So what I've done something different.
Of course you have.
I've done...
we fucked it up last year. Let's fuck it up this year.
I've done pretty much the same. Yeah. But my thing is, what I've done is, you're sitting around at Thanksgiving, you think to yourself, we're going to watch a few films from 2023. I've done the turkeys of 2023.
Oh, you've done it this year?
Films.
Oh, right. Interesting.
So, because I've got to be honest, I did start to look for Thanksgiving turkeys online.
And gave up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got quite bored quite quick. You ready?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Me going first?
Yeah.
My number 5, mate. I don't know if you remember the 80s. There was lots of films that were basically Coca-Cola adverts. Had lots of Coca-Cola in this one. Santa Claus the movie, right? You got this little homeless boy outside, and then they do him a plate of food and give him a can of Coke, and he sits outside, stuffs it on, and does the loudest burp ever. And that dinner looks so nice.
Right.
That's turkey on a plate
I remember that
in a film. Thank you very much.
They're only going to get worse, though, aren't they?
They ain't getting better, are they?
Peter, what you got?
Well, I only found 3 that were actual turkeys, and then I had to sort of broaden my horizons a little bit. So I went with my number 5, which was Turk, played by Robert De Niro in Righteous Kill.
Hey, it works, doesn't it?
Which was a turkey in itself as well.
Yeah.
So it was fucking awful.
Right. Okay. There we go. So the in-laws and that come round, and you decide that you want to watch a few films on Thanksgiving. First one, all the people that remember House Party from the 80s, the remake of House Party.
Right.
Have you seen it?
No, was that a Netflix special?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Do you remember the original?
Vaguely.
It's the PLAY, just here to say hi.
Vaguely.
Kid in Play. Yeah. Do you remember that, Peter? House Party, the first one?
I remember Kid and Play. I don't remember the film. I remember them. I just remember them having, or one of them having really tall hair.
Yeah.
That was it. I think they had a cartoon series as well.
They did indeed, but they've really ruined the remake.
Ruined it? Was it already ruined?
I used to love it. I used to love House Party.
All right.
Go on.
My number 4, mate, a little film I watched on the YouTube. Pretty bad. It's called Thanksgiving, and it's about killer turkeys. It's on the same level as Larmageddon. It's pretty bad.
I heard that Sloth one was quite good.
Slaughterhouse Rules, yeah.
I heard it's quite good.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving, killer turkeys, not so much. Genius, though. It's one of the ones where you can see like the cameraman in things and stuff. Brilliant.
Okay. Peter?
I was still clutching at straws at this point, so I went with Turkish from Snatch, played by Jason Statham. That's the best I've got.
See, I like
Snatch. That's got that good scene with the Desert Eagle 5.0 in it.
It is.
Yeah, some people think it's lock stock, but they're very, very, very much mistaken.
My number 4, is it 4-2, whatever way you want to do it, is Operation Fortune, the Rue de Guerre. Because you all want to sit down and you go, watch a Guy Ritchie movie, shall we? Yeah, let's watch the new one. Shit.
Is it?
Yes.
It's one I've had on my hit list. I'm thinking, do I give it a go, do I not?
No.
Okay.
Just watch one of the good
ones. Is
ones.
that a you no, or is that an everyone no?
What?
Could there be a chance that someone else likes this and you've just been extremely harsh on it?
No, I think you just take all the worst bits from all of his films and put them into one and you get that.
Cool. Okay, my number 3, mate, American Honey. The dumpster turkey. Remember that when they're fishing around and it's all like bloated and it looks like it's been in the sun and the baby and the dog's playing around with it on the kitchen floor? Turkey in a film. You're welcome.
Lovely, Peter.
Okay, so my number 3 is from the movie Beethoven, about the St. Bernard dog. There's a montage in the middle where he's getting bigger and bigger and just causing havoc for the family and stuff. And they're sat down to eat Thanksgiving dinner, and the dog gets up and eats the turkey.
I'm going to put it out there. That's a fucking good film, that.
What, Beethoven?
I love a bit of Beethoven. Beethoven's second is quite good when they bring the little girl dog in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't watch
Everything
them.
after that is awful.
Yeah,
I can't watch them.
Huh?
No, because the dog's going mad.
I like a bit of Beethoven.
No, I haven't seen it. My next one is classic Thanksgiving film, Expendables 4.
Ah.
That was awful.
Was it that
It's
bad?
really bad. Have you not seen it yet?
No.
It's really, really bad.
Does Sly run around in it?
No, he's not in it.
He's not in it at all. It's
No,
just a new crew,
He's
is
in
it?
it for like about
Right.
5 minutes.
Mickey Rourke?
No. There's honestly, the crew is terrible.
Oh, right.
And
okay.
Megan Fox is terrible.
Okay.
Statham's terrible. It's terrible.
Shocker.
It's a turkey.
Oh, okay. My number 2, mate, Muppets Christmas Carol. Now, you're saying to me, it's not a turkey, mate, that's a goose. But they're sitting on the wall as they go past singing turkeys with all their giblets hanging out. And they move their heads around and all their little things.
What's it called? Or
Gizzard, isn't it?
what? Under the thing?
Oh, no.
Like a woggle film.
Yeah.
Or is that just when it's on a human? Woggle.
Oh, no, they got the gizzard bit. I can't remember what they called it, if I'm honest.
Right.
Let's call them giblets. It's a funny word.
Okay.
Well,
There we
no,
go.
no one knows what that really is.
Peter, you scrape the barrel anymore?
Yes, I can quite easily. So my number 2 is the turkey from Spider-Man in 2001. There's the scene where they're having Thanksgiving dinner, and Norman Osborn, played by Willem Dafoe, comes up to the apartment in the lift with some weird sex face on because he's just killed somebody, and goes to carve the turkey.
Niche. Niche, I
Very
like
niche.
it.
I don't think it is, mate. It's probably the one of the most well-known ones that's been mentioned tonight. I would have thought.
If you say.
So,
What?
talking of superheroes, I have a 2023 turkey. In my eyes, it's The Flash
Okay.
this year.
Who's in that one?
Well, Michael Keaton was Batman in it again. And it's
I like The Flash.
Ezra, yeah.
Ezra
some
Miller.
people did. I thought it was terrible.
Okay.
I thought it was awful. I hate funny superhero films that try and be funny.
Oh, Deadpool.
Comedic.
Yeah.
No, actually, Deadpool. He's quite.
Oh, you're
No.
going back on it, are you? Didn't last long, did it?
No, but that's quite like sweary and that, isn't it? You know, like, it's quite adult. Whereas The Flash isn't. I didn't think. Anyway, I didn't
I
like
like
it.
The Flash. I thought The Flash was quite fun.
Did you? Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I'd agree, Peter. I think Steve's an idiot.
I don't really like fun. I don't really like fun.
I don't even know what it is. I've seen it on national, not on. What's the Big Bang Theory when he dresses up in it and flicks around?
Yeah.
It's my reference point. That one.
Right.
My number 1, mate's got to be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The big turkey that's hollow.
Yeah, probably the best one. Did you imagine that really smelled? Like
It looks stinky, did because they even went with a grey bit inside of it, didn't they? And it looked a bit grey. I did definitely eat that skin though. I like turkey skin. I'd have had that in a cracker or something. Bit of pickle on it. Oh,
lovely. Peter, what's your last one?
So my number 1, almost a crossover here, Muppets Christmas Carol. There is the actual turkeys, the Muppet turkeys, but there is also a turkey that Scrooge sends the little rabbit fella to go and get from the shop at the end. So
and it done it
My
cook
number
quick.
turkey.
1 minute he's there, then she's turning around, it's on the plate all cooked.
Oh dear.
Such a great film.
Is it? On to not great films. My last turkey of 2023 is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which was one of those films that they built up. Oh, Winnie the Pooh, they've made it into a horror film, you know, and then they gave us that crap. So
I don't even think I think I've seen it advertised somewhere. I don't even think I even thought I was ever going to watch it in the first place.
no,
I don't think it was ever going to be good, mate.
no, I thought you would, but you know, you sort of wonder about it, don't you?
Does bode a good question though, isn't it? What other kids' films would you like to see turned into a horror film?
It does, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
we've done
it is.
it.
That's Christmas.
I think we might have done it.
Have we?
I think so. Didn't we have like Toy Story murdering someone?
Maybe.
Not Woody. Oh, we must have done it. If not, let's do that one. That's a great Christmas question.
Right, okay, so thank you very much, Mr. P. Sorry I didn't answer it properly. I mean, there can't be that many others that are...
I think I'll smash that, if I'm honest. I think it's my year this year.
So, should we move on, guys?
Yeah.
We saw a film.
We did, mate. We saw a film. It's currently 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. It's a 15, 1 hour, 39 minutes long. Bill's an action-adventure comedy. With a synopsis of a rough-and-tumble trucker and his sidekick face off with an ancient sorcerer in a supernatural battle beneath Chinatown. 25 million budget, grossing 11 million.
This is directed by John Carpenter, starring Kurt Russell, Kim Cattrall, Dennis Dunn and James Hong.
And this is 1986's Big Trouble in Little China.
You better have a good clip.
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe.
There is a hidden world where ancient evil weaves a modern mystery.
What's going on here? Is this some kind of
magic? The darkest magic.
They call it Little China.
Finally, we shall bring order out of chaos.
It's where Big Trouble was waiting for Jack Burton.
Who? Jack Burton. Me.
I can't believe you picked the bloody voiceover trailer.
You know me, mate. When there's a voiceover trailer, I'm on it.
Yeah, so Peter, you chose Big Trouble in Little China.
I did indeed. Yes.
Normally we ask a guest to let us know why.
Well, this is it's one of my top 10 films. It's just, I remember watching it when I was probably 7 or 8 and just absolutely fell in love with it. It just had everything that I enjoyed, especially at that age. You know, action, monsters, just kung fu, just everything that I just lapped up at that age. And even rewatching it for this, I was just encapsulated by it and just enjoyed it so much. Just took me straight back to being a kid, and I just love it. You know, even before, I'm a big John Carpenter fan, and this was even before I had any sort of semblance of who John Carpenter was and his filmography or anything. And it's still to this day, it's still my favourite John Carpenter film.
Interesting. I mean, I am interested, mate. I really am interested in finding out. Mark, what did you think of 1986's Big Trouble in Little China?
Now, I've got a bit of a Mandela effect going on with this one, because for some reason in my head it was Big Trouble in Little Chinatown.
No.
But I don't know where I got that from. That's what I've always known it as in my head. So when Peter sent it through, I was like, is that what it's really called? Yeah, you're going to have to bear with me, pair of you, on this one, because I've pretty much got 2 sets of notes written on 2 different days. Because I wrote a set and thought, that seems a bit unfair. That seems a bit unfair. Let's go back and have a look. But I thought I'd leave them all in there, because that'd be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be fun. I didn't like it when I watched it at all. It weren't really my bag. And I've got a comedy bill in, but I can't help but think and wonder whether it was meant to be or not, or whether I just found it funny for how bad some of it was. And was it meant to be tongue-in-cheek, or is that just what they ended up with? Were they having fun? I don't know, mate. That's what I wrote on the day. And then after, I can see a bit of light. And I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I did. Because I thought about it a lot, which says it's a better film that I didn't want to not think about it. And weirdly, I kind of want to watch it again, which is a strange paradox. I'm having, do you know, similar. I did the same with The Lost Boys, right? I was miles late coming to Lost Boys. I watched it. I fucking hated it. Something about it made me want to watch it again. Now it's in my top 10, and I love that film.
Wow.
And I'm not going to say it's going to make top 10, but I've got a feeling with this one that when I re-watch it, knowing what I'm getting, I think I'm going to enjoy it more. But at the time, I fucking hated it. And that's weird feeling inside.
I think the thing with the film, you know, and the problem it had when it was first released is, I think, if I remember right, it's John Carpenter's first studio film, I believe. And they sort of expected a big action piece, a straightforward action piece, whereas, you know, it is meant to be tongue-in-cheek. It is meant to be that, you know, Jack Burton is this sort of American idiot, really. He's just so inept at being a tough guy. that's not what the studio was sort of looking for. They were looking for, an all-American hero, and it was sort of marketed. They almost sort of marketed it as and with not seeing the film, and they just put it out as being this big sort of action piece with Kurt Russell being this all-American hero, and that's not what it delivered. It's a very sort of tongue-in-cheek look at American tough guys, really.
This was originally written as a Western, something like 10 or 20 years before or something. It was rewritten for this, but I didn't realise it lost money and how much money it lost. I've got it in the back of my head that this was like a big blockbuster from the 80s, like Indiana Jones, because I think 2 Indiana Joneses had come out prior to this.
Right.
And I just in the back of my mind, I'd got it that it was like a $100-200 million film. But it's not a massive budget. I know it's obviously quite old there, but yeah, I didn't realise it lost that much money. I mean, it actually led to Carpenter leaving Hollywood, disillusioned, and going back to indie filmmaking. The amount of money that it lost, which is interesting. I think he wanted to make a martial arts film, whether he truly
martial arts. There's a lot of arm flicking, wasn't there, mate?
It's more. You can tell
every stereotype you've ever seen.
Yeah, but you can tell that it's got a Western at its roots.
Certainly.
It's
it was supposed to be his horse, wasn't it, that he lost instead of his truck.
I mean, the Pork Chop, is it Pork Chop Express?
Yeah.
What a great name for a for both a horse and a truck.
Some reason I saw Burt Reynolds wanting to drive that more than Kurt Russell.
I'm sure he did. And Kurt Russell, just another quick thing that I saw, he confessed on the DVD commentary that he was afraid of starring in the movie because he'd made a string of movies that flopped at the box office. John Carpenter actually told him it didn't matter, he just wanted to make the movie with him. So it turned out there was a thing. But yeah, when you actually have a look at Kurt Russell's filmography, because I got interested, he did have a few that I'd never heard of that were quite low on IMDb.
I mean, it's no Tango and Cash, is it? Let's be honest with you.
No, but I mean, it's after Escape from New York and that, isn't it? Which I think is a much better character for him. But
I don't think The Thing was even that much of a success. And that's, lauded as one of the greatest horror films ever made. I don't think that did particularly great because it sort of came out against E.T.
Well, this one was brought out too early to not coincide with the release of Eddie Murphy's Harlem Nights or something, I think it was.
Okay.
Was it one of the Harlem Nights or one of the others that Eddie Murphy was bringing out? So they brought it out a bit early so that it sort of missed the same time as that. But yeah, Kurt Russell, I've got nothing against him in this. I think he was just doing what I remember him doing.
I think he was doing his best to carry a lot of really bad actors and actresses. I mean, Kim Cattrall, fuck my life.
I mean, she was the worst thing about it, but I think it was because her character was written in... the worst thing around this, for me, is the comedy edge of it. Those scenes I didn't think particularly worked.
Dialogue? I mean, the worst thing to me about his film is the dialogue.
No, it's just an 80s film, an 80s action
He actually used the phrase, reach for the sky, with no sense of irony.
It's Western. Well, it's a Western. It was, they probably haven't changed
Not
all
to
the dialogue.
1930s Western.
Yeah, but that's because that's what he thinks he should be saying, because he's an idiot.
Do you think it's that clever?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I thought some of the dialogue in this was fucking poor. But you think it's intentionally poor to set the character?
I think I was definitely right in having Steve first on my podcast.
I mean, Mark's got Grease 2 in his top 10, so I wouldn't put much about the Lost Boys being in it, if I'm honest. I liked the characters. I went a bit Bristolian. I liked the characters. I do like Kurt Russell's character. Jack Burton. I like Wang Chi. I love Egg Shen, played by Victor Wong. He's got one eye going to the shops and one eye coming back with a change. David Lopan as a character I liked. Mao Yin I liked, and Thunder I liked. So there was a lot of characters in there that I thought did work. I didn't like Gracie Law particularly, played by Kim Cattrall. I think it was just that a lot of her scenes, she was buzzing around, like a typical 80s portrayal of a woman, And I thought that the scenes with David Lopan, when he was more comedic, ruined that character a bit for me as well. I think that he was a fantastic villain. I would have preferred him to have been a lot more dark and none of the comedy lines or scenes to have been portrayed around him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the David Lopan character, I think he's meant to have that bit of duality to him. He's meant to be sort of playing this sort of foolish old man who's a little bit eccentric, and that's, it is really sort of playing on that at the points where he is sat in his wheelchair and being a bit loopy, really. But then I think it sort of carries through. Yeah, he's a bit sort of creepy when he's this sort of ghost Lopan, but he's also, at the end when he gets his life back or his body back, he's a bit over the top and he's a bit sort of playful anyway. So I think it carries through the whole film. He's not just this sort of mythical character that we sort of see at the start where he gets run through by Jack Burton in his truck. He's meant to be a bit sort of playful.
Yeah, I just preferred him. I don't know. I think he would make a real good villain, without those comedic bits. I thought he was one of the better characters if it was kept very dark.
Yeah, I mean that would be Carpenter's thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd hope. I think there is too much comedy in this for me to class it as a classic.
Yeah,
and there's probably maybe why it didn't do so well.
Do you think it just missed the mark that people didn't understand that? Because like Peters said, when he puts it like that, like I said, I'm really not trying to shit all over it. I'm still in that 50-50 camp of I didn't like watching it, but when I thought about it, I was like, actually, I think I enjoyed it more than I thought I did, and there's something drawing me back to it, and perhaps going there with a different mindset and looking at it with that aspect. I don't really know what I expected.
I think that's what the problem is with the, you look at the poster, you look at the cover of the DVD or whatever, and it looks like a big action piece, which, it has a lot of action in it, but, at the root of it is meant to be very tongue-in-cheek, and it's meant to be very comedic in a lot of places. I think it come under a little bit of criticism, although most people can't really see it, it's quite disrespectful to Chinese culture. But those bits of the sort of where they talk about history, Chinese history and the people's beliefs in China and things like that, especially when it comes to mysticism and all that sort of stuff, it's handled reasonably respectfully, I think. But it's just the way that that Jack Burton hasn't got a clue what the fuck's going on throughout the whole film, and he doesn't believe it, and he just doesn't get it. And I think there's even a point where Lopan says to him, you were not put on this earth to get it.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a good line delivered, actually. But I do think I've missed that link of that fusion, and I think the fusion's probably thrown me a little bit.
It's probably a bit too similar to the Indiana Jones films, isn't it? Yeah. It's got that same sort of comedic undertone, which we all expect with Indiana Jones. This is why I think it would have benefited from being a slightly darker action film.
Yeah, I mean, interesting point Peter raises, because I've got on there that it's very stereotypical, and I wonder now whether it would be deemed more offensive.
I think now it's only got a cult following now, hasn't it? So I think that most of the people who watch it don't really care about that. It didn't do great at the box office.
I personally didn't. It's of its age, it's of them being that sort of thing. But now, if you saw them, I mean, there was lots of weird noises. There was lots of waving of arms around, and it sort of ticked every Chinese, Japanese martial art stereotype you could ever think of to put in a film. But I look at lots of 80s films that had that, even going back to like the Gremlins and bits when he's in the little shop getting the Gremlin, and they all tick them little boxes.
Well, but then just look at something like Enter the Dragon or any Bruce Lee film. Those films were sort of made, with Bruce Lee being the advisor for them, and he's making them kind of noises all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting the warnings on the front of quite a lot of films now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like an awful lot. I'm just going to talk about the action scenes. So the funeral scene, I thought was absolutely excellent. It's the main scene that I look forward to seeing when I watch this. When the three storms, is it three storms?
It is, yeah.
When they first come into it, I think that scene's excellent. Like really, really good.
Visually, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's great, and I can almost imagine the set and the way that he's actually doing it. It's one of those that doesn't quite look real. It looks like it's on a set, and it actually makes you appreciate the filmmaking a little bit more, I think. The way that it's all put together. I don't know what you think of that scene, first view.
I mean, filmmaking wise, I was actually impressed with the whole of it. I even looked back at some of the graphics and other bits they sort of impregnated onto it, and I thought they were done well.
They are good. The CGI is good. I think, the old electricity and that.
Yeah, I actually was quite impressed with it. I thought visually, all through it looked good.
Reminded me of Mortal Kombat.
It did me. This is where I thought, sort of before its time, it was them sort of the I suppose traditional hat and the gowns they had, and they was all standing three in a row down that alley, and it did very much look like that.
The game, I'm talking about. Yeah.
Well, and they've done a film of it, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't recognise the game.
Would you not?
No. Is that the one that says "finish him"?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's written about a Scandinavian church song, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's a "finish him."
Right. But like even like the swords and the knives, and it's quite violent. Like it implies violence, doesn't it? You don't see a massive amount.
I did love the knife in his mouth as he's going down that tunnel, and you can see it's a fake knife, but it makes me cringe. And he comes down on all them fish. And it comes through the chute on all that fish. I was like, it did look great. It did, and the score. I mean, I can't remember a film that's scored this heavily.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing. It was every second of every scene, pretty much.
Yeah,
and that was brilliant. It really did give it a nice edge, and it was balanced nice. You could hear everyone.
Well, it's his thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's all done by John Carpenter as well. There is actually a song by his band. Oh God, I can't remember what they're called. The Coup de Grace, I think they're called, his band, and they do an actual theme song called "Big Trouble in Little China," which is quite interesting to listen to. Very synthy, as you come to expect from John Carpenter. But it is a great theme.
But he's got. I know it's his speciality. He's got that way of linking it all, and it feels like it should be there, and it's at a level that suits the film. And it comes. It's very dynamic, isn't it? When it needs to come up, it comes up. Sometimes it doesn't need to be there, but it's just nice having it there, and it gives it a good feel. And he's like, we can't have any moment of silence in this film.
Yeah, well, that's sometimes where it goes a bit wrong, because I could have done with a few bits of silence when Kim Cattrall was...
Just her not talking, though, yeah.
Well, it sort of reminded me of... Because obviously it was like a bit of a romantic comedy in places, wasn't it? With their two characters. I could see Goldie Hawn or something being in that character.
The Kim Cattrall character works in the sort of arc of the story, in that, it starts off where he's sort of chasing her, and she wants nothing to do with it, and she says that he smells of booze and everything else. And then as we go through the film, he ends up rescuing her, and she falls for him. And then at the end, we get this
brutal,
what you expect to be this very sort of heroic ending, and them sort of riding off into the sunset, and he just tells her to get fucked, basically.
Aren't you gonna kiss her? Nah. That was brutal. I was like, whoa.
What about those animals and that, the creatures?
I mean, it's around that. I mean, this is what, first Ghostbusters time, all them sort of bits. It's very similar.
I think it's a lot of them in Chinese lore, isn't there?
Yeah. Probably helped if I understood them more. But I liked all the little weapons and stuff they had. I thought they were great. That zippy sort of bow and arrow thing that was slipping people up and down.
The best ones are the claws when they flip them up, and you got the hand claw things. They're brilliant.
Yeah, I thought a good scratch in your back, wouldn't they? But I thought, there was lots of bits in it I did like. And this is why I say I know I am in this come to it too late camp, and I'm trying to sort of catch up on 30 years where I should have been watching it. And I do see myself, like I say, I do see myself liking it more on a second watch and understanding. I probably missed that, in fairness. I mean, I'm thick, but with Peter saying he is the wannabe action hero, the way he was strutting around, I'll probably enjoy that a little bit more, approaching it, thinking of him like that.
Right.
Well, no, I think because I watched this in my youth, so, I was just lapping up the action and the monsters and the special effects and all that sort of thing. So I've sort of grown up with it. But then as you grow up with it, you then sort of learn to, because you've already watched that and taken all that in, you then watch it with older eyes, and you see all those sorts of the little nuance to the story, and the fact that he's not really when I watched this when I was younger, I thought that Jack Burton was the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, I think I did as well. Yeah, I agree.
You watch it now and you're like, he's just an absolute prat. There's one point, there's this sort of big, well, not big showdown, but there's a fight scene where they're trying to escape from Lopan's business or whatever it is, and he chucks his knife to one side, and and Wang sort of just kicks everyone's ass, and then he comes back out and just shouts, and that's it. Everybody's already been taken care of, and he misses the entire final battle because he stabs a heavily armored minion of Lopan who's just fallen dead on top of him, and he just misses the whole thing. And then the final showdown is just smothered in lipstick. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
I think he shoots a gun, doesn't he, in the air as well, and bits of concrete and that fall down. I must admit, I don't remember that of that character, but yeah, I certainly saw the character a little bit in a different light this time round.
How he fancies himself as a complete ladies' man, and then they send him sort of undercover into this brothel, and he just doesn't know where to put himself at all. He just can't. He just crumbles, absolutely crumbles.
So the actual scenes when I thought the escape scene was, and this is the scene that we're talking about where he doesn't really know what he's doing, like the choreographed and the kung fu and stuff that we got from the other characters. I thought that was pretty good. So that you could call it a martial arts film. I mean, it's not the best one, but I think that he actually did make a.
Oh, it certainly got better towards the end. It was certainly enough. It was just at the beginning when you're seeing like these three, what we calling them, apostles. What we calling them?
The three storms.
The three storms turn up, and they're just sort of flicking their arms around. Like even in the room when you've got Kim Cattrall and the green-eyed girl, and they're sort of, he's calling them forward individually. There's just lots of dancing around and flicking themselves around.
Yeah, neither of them had green eyes in real life.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, when we actually did get to some of the scenes, they were good. There was enough. At that point, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? For me, they didn't seem intimidating. They didn't seem particularly great. It was just a lot of flicking around. But I think as it got better and all, I think more bodies makes it better in a film like that. When there's a lot of action going around, you tend to not analyse someone straight up and just looking at one or two people fighting. When you've got 50 bodies and they're all sort of fighting and rolling around, it's more forgivable, isn't it?
I think it shows John Carpenter as a clever filmmaker because it, for the most part, he keeps the action quite close. There's no sort of broad shots of the fighting and the action for the most part, especially when it's clearly, Dennis Dunn, I don't think came from a martial arts background or anything like that. So they keep the scenes where he's sort of fighting quite close. So I think it does show that the Carpenter's a clever filmmaker.
The one scene at the end that I thought was a little bit was thunder exploding.
I think again, John Carpenter, he's very sort of knowledgeable about or very particular about his special effects. And I think the special effects hold up pretty well in this film. The sort of his effects of the lightning, like you said, are really good. I mean, it's a little bit over the top when Thunder sort of holds his breath and sort of just balloons up and blows up, but it's really, really sort of gnarly. You see all the bits flying about when he finally pops, and yeah, I thought that was a great scene.
Can't remember who it is, but they discussed even up to this year about remaking it. I can't think what two filmmakers it was. I can't think of it.
Well, there's been talk. I haven't read it myself, but there's a like a follow-up comic book called Old Man Jack, which obviously catches up with him when he's a lot older. And I think that there's talk of turning that into a film.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was James Wan or someone. They said about doing another one.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I say, it's obviously quite.
As long as it's not David Gordon Green, Jesus.
No, I don't think it was.
Perhaps they could call it Big Trouble in Little Chinatown, and then I get the film that I thought I was getting.
Maybe. I I'm not quite sure whether it does need a. I mean, it's not like it has a cult following, but I mean.
There's a lot of love for this. A lot of love.
Yeah, but I mean, there wasn't obviously at the time,
no.
And it was only when it went on to DVD and stuff.
Right, do you want to do some scores? I mean, I feel bad.
I should think you do, from what you've said. You mean you didn't watch it that much when you were younger.
I genuinely, I'm going to treat this pretty much as a first watch. There's parts of it I semi-recognise. I'm sure my old man used to have it on, and I probably never sat down and watched it. And it wasn't my bag, or I just. It's something I've never really covered. I can't remember certainly sitting down. Most of it I've never seen. There's just certain flashbacks where you think, I'm sure I've seen this.
I bet you were doing grease dances.
Probably.
In the dining room.
Probably, yeah.
When your dad was sitting down watching this, and you was doing putting your little leather jacket on and that.
But yeah, it's something, like I say, it's very rare I watch a film and it actually plays on my mind for a few days after, and it's certainly very rare I watch one and I actively dislike it and then get to the end and think, I can't fancy watching that again. I mean, it's a weird paradox. And the more I thought about it, and I sat down and wrote my notes, and I thought, no, it's unfair. And I'm sitting bang in the middle. I'm going to give it a 50, to be fair. But I reckon that could shoot right up. I genuinely think this could, on another watch, really, really increase going in there, knowing what to... I genuinely didn't even know what it was. What to expect.
Right.
I did no pre-research on it.
Right. I've scored it on this watch rather than my nostalgic watches. So I've got 71 this time round. I did enjoy it. I mean, it's colourful. The colours are great. I do love some of the set pieces. I do like most of the characters. It's aged a little bit, so this is probably why it's come down a little bit for me. And I think it's probably because I've got grumpier that I don't enjoy the comedy. No. Yes, believe it or not. I don't enjoy the comedy in some of these films again. I enjoy comedies, but my action films and I can tolerate Indiana Jones to a point now, even, like I say, things like Short Round and some of the set pieces there, the comedic ones, do get on my tits. But, I think that I now need to differentiate some of the action films and stuff like that. I need my comedies and that to be different.
Oh.
So that's why I've scored it down a little bit this time around. So, Peter, what have you got?
Well, you've not convinced me otherwise. I still think it's a near perfect action comedy. It's great score, great cast, and I'd give it 90.
Ooh, it's a good solid score on that.
It's a good solid score. I think I probably would have given it, if you'd asked me before watching it, I probably would have scored it a lot higher,
Okay.
just through memory. But yeah, it's for me, I've certainly changed for the worst over the last 10 years.
What I might do is borrow your Blu-ray over Christmas.
Right.
That way you can bring my Midsummer one back. And I can sit down over Christmas with some crisps and some cake or some cold meat and salad, and I can rewatch it and then come back in the new year with a better score. Because I do feel out of order doing it, but I'm still in that real weird... It's played with me head, mate, this one. I'm telling you.
I'm off, actually.
I won't worry about it. I mean, I've on the MovieDrone podcast, I've shit on a couple of films that my co-host really loves, so it's probably a bit of payback for me.
But I think if I could sit here and say, no, I don't like it, I'd be more confident. I could stick with my opinion, I'll be happy with it. But the fact that my head's saying, but I think you do, Mark. It's like olives. Do you know when initially you have olives, you think, I don't like them. And you find yourself picking them off the table, and then by the end of the meal, you've eaten all the olives, but you're still not sure you liked them.
Right.
And then you end up really liking olives. So I think it's an olive film.
Yeah, great. Okay. I'm off a few days. I'll watch Midsummer if you want, and then I can give it back.
Then I can actually watch the director's cut again.
I'm not going to do that. But
I was going to wade into a discussion on Facebook earlier, people talking about the nuances of it, and I wanted to say to him, watch the director's cut and then quote a few scenes, but I couldn't remember them because I ain't seen it for so long.
Is there a director's cut?
Yeah, it's really... It's got some extra scenes in there. It plays off the Danny character a bit more, so you see slightly bit of a darker side of her. So you feel it's a little bit more even in the relationship.
Has it got any more of the sort of deformed? I don't know what the character's name is.
No, the Oracle.
Is it the Oracle?
Yeah, I can't remember. What's his Reuben, isn't it? Is it Reuben the Oracle? Yeah, no, it's no more of him so much. It's just some more with Danny's character and their relationship and how it plays out. And it's another 20 minutes.
I don't know, mate. I've not watched it. So
something like that. It's great.
I'll let you know when I watch it. All right. I've only had it a little while.
Yeah.
So I'll get it watched.
This time last year?
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Tell you what, I did yesterday on Steve's recommendation. Obviously, this will come out before Steve's episode on MovieDrone comes out. But I watched Uncut Gems.
And?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Anxiety level?
It's probably the most tense 20 minutes of a film ever made.
Yeah,
the end of that film.
Well, it left me with palpitations. Honest, it was mental.
Yeah, the music at the start the score at the start was just crazy. Yeah, the end's brilliant, isn't it?
But I still don't agree. I don't think that Adam Sandler's a great actor.
Oh,
He was still very sort of either trying to be sweet or being very ragey. That's about his range, I think. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
anxiety levels on that one through the roof.
Have you watched anything else, Mark?
I've watched a couple of Christmas ones. I can't remember what they were. What I watched Home Alone last night, and then The Holiday because we had to watch that because you fucked me over last year and got me in trouble, so we had to watch that to get it out of the way.
I'm not really in the mood to watch any this year. No.
Shocker.
I watched.
You've lost all your joy this year.
Yeah. I watched Oppenheimer.
All right. Yeah.
I watched that this week.
Did you? Yeah. I got to be honest. I was quite tired. I switched off quite early, about an hour in. Not switched off.
I watched it over 2 nights. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I think I did. And then I watched The Creator, or most of. I've not finished it yet. It's an AI film. Yeah, I'm not really been into an awful lot. So there we go. Watched anything else, Peter, apart from Uncut Gems? Was that it?
What was the other one? Anatomy of a Fall. I'd heard a lot about that.
Right.
But I didn't think it was as good as everybody banged on about. It was a bit too long, and the end could have been a bit better.
Right. Okay. I'll avoid that one then.
Yeah. I've got Bowie's Afraid lined up, you see. I've got to try and get through that one.
Have you? Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Looking forward to that.
So, to be honest, like the first half, I think the first 2/3 I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
I just did not enjoy the third act at all. But the first act is just immense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Okay.
The third act is a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah. First one is great. Yeah. There you go. Right. So that's about it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Homework was
The Banker.
Yeah.
For next time. That Christmassy film.
Try and remember that. But I ain't watched that neither.
Well, we might do it this year. We might roll it over. Depends what we do for Christmas one. Cool. I'm sure my next one's probably the one before Christmas.
Nothing falls right this year, which is great.
Year is screwing us over.
So thank you very much for joining us, Peter.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
No, not at all. I've really enjoyed your company, and again, thank you very much for letting me on. I'm not so sure on what's that film, whether that will make the final cut.
I think it's a really good one.
Huh? So, mate, have you got anything else that you want to say?
No.
Peter, do you want to let us know where people can find your lovely podcast?
Certainly, yeah. We're on all the usual social media, Facebook, Instagram. We're on Threads and X at MovieDrone, and you can email us at moviedrolepodcast@gmail.com.
So, what's anything lined up? What's coming up?
We've got an episode dropping on Tuesday, which is Best Female-Directed Horror.
Oh, Catherine Bigelow.
Horror?
We'll be talking Near Dark. And
right, I suppose.
The Babadook.
Right, okay.
Oh, that's an annoying kid, isn't it?
Yeah, that's good. Good kid.
And then we're taking a little bit of a sort of hiatus over Christmas, but we've got a couple of quick draws to come out. We've got a Christmas special, an end of year special, and at some point in there as well, there'll be Steve's episode of Quick Draw.
Beautiful.
Looking forward to that. Let us know when you're doing musicals of 1982.
Musicals of 1982.
Yeah. So there we go then. All right. So it just leaves us to close the show. Did you want to say goodbye, Mark?
Goodbye then, Mark.
Do you want to say goodbye, Peter?
Goodbye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. scraping a barrel now, mate. They're not getting good. There's no good ones. But anyway, I saw a motivational quote the other day because I'm doing my ice bath, just trying to clean living and stuff. And they said the way to start your day is to make your bed every day. Makes you feel good. And after getting through a lot of timber, yeah, as good as they get.
I mean, Christmas cracker season coming soon, isn't it?
Yeah, fingers crossed for some good ones.
You're
unless
right,
you've put any ones in there from 5 years ago you've forgotten about. You ready?
No.
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
What was that horrible snotty thing?
You can either leave it in, take it out, do what you want.
I'll probably have to take that one out.
It's been my week.
So please, everybody, get Film Rage in your top 5 Spotify list.
It's seamless.